This is Remix Report with your hosts, DJ JD and DJ J Spring.
Today's video brought to you by YourDJSkins.com. Pimp your gear today.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Remix Report. We're here with another interview with our man Dante the Don out of Chicago. What's going on?
What up, guys?
Is it Dante the Don still, or is it just Dante?
Nah, I'm too old, so I dropped the Don. Just
Okay.
Dante now.
Okay. Just Dante.
Yeah, high school nickname, no more.
Okay. So you said you were a little hungover today. It's all right to talk about this on Remix Report.
Yeah, it was brutal night last night. It's my first Saturday off in years, so I went out and tied one on. Paying the price right now.
You go anywhere exciting?
No, I just bounced around a bunch of spots in Chicago. I haven't been in Chicago in a while, so I've missed seeing my guys around here, all the local residents. So I just kind of went around and said what's up to everybody.
All right, cool. When did you move to Chicago again? Because you're from our area.
About 9 years ago.
9 years ago, all right. We'll have to post a link to the first interview so they can get the background.
Yeah,
But,
I still got it somewhere on my site, too.
All right, cool. But the first time around was before this whole Barstool Blackout thing. So we're just going to talk about what it's like to DJ just raves nonstop.
Yeah, let's do it.
I guess, first of all, why don't you tell us about just the website itself? I bring up the site on here every so often, but...
like every week, yeah.
Yeah. I always say it's about funny news stories, sports, and hot girls. That pretty much sums it up, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like Maxim and Sports Illustrated, like on steroids, and had sex and had a baby. It's just, I mean, it's a lot. You guys know it's like a way of life out on the East Coast. I mean, it's getting big out here, but out east it's just a whole nother animal. It's very rare you find somebody that doesn't like read it every day or check it out a few times a week.
So what built the site up to be so central, especially in the lives of college kids these days?
I mean, I guess they just, kind of made their own lane in terms of there's not much on. I mean, there is now. There's a ton of copycats, but back when like Dave started it, it's kind of just like his own thing. Everything was real, either official and politically correct, or it was total opposite. It was like lowbrow, kind of like pornographic. There was no real in between, and he does a good job of kind of like balancing act of lowbrow humor, but people know it's all like in good taste, or it's not in good taste, but it's all in good fun.
How long has the site been around now?
I don't know. It's got to be like 8 years, I'm guessing.
Oh, wow.
7 or 8 years probably.
And their site is kind of like ours in a way that they find other news and kind of comment on it, and that's what we do pretty much.
Right.
But definitely a dope site. Why does everybody hate Neil so much? He's one of the writers from Chicago. I showed you the comments.
Yeah,
there's this one writer he's from the Chicago site, right?
Yeah.
And just every comment on every one of his articles is just "I hope you die," pretty much.
It's messed up, man, because he kind of like, I don't know, it's not fair because he was like, had no chance from the start.
Yeah.
Like before the site even launched, he put his like Twitter profile up, and he had like the worst picture you could ever imagine, and it was just all over from that point on. Like he got crucified, and people just couldn't wait to jump on him when he started writing. And
like if he writes an article about abortion, the first comment is guaranteed to be, "I wish your mom had aborted you." Like that's just how the comments work when Neil makes his blogs.
I mean, if he writes an article about the Bears, the first comment is, "I wish your mom aborted you." the kid. I mean, the messed up part is like he's like a wicked good kid.
Is he?
He's really funny. He's a nice guy, and like we've done a few events here in Chicago, and people come out of the woodworks and like are coming up to him, like shaking his hand, like taking pictures with him, telling him what a good sport he is for just like taking such a beating day in and day out in the comment section. So it's kind of like think it's just kind of like a running joke at this point.
Well, do you think it's ever gonna get old?
I don't know, man. I'm kind of like over it now, but sometimes every now and then, like I'll come across. Here's the other thing: if you don't read the comment section on Barstool, you're missing.
Oh yeah.
Like 50% of the site. Like the blogs are great, the writers are all funny and stuff, but the commenters are.
No, there are some good ones, especially with Prez. The comments that people leave to him.
Yeah, the Boston commenters are definitely some of the most disturbed people out there.
I saw one of my favorites to Neil the other day. Someone said, "Hey, I just made this the screen name so I could log in and tell you that I wanted to give you a chance, and that and that maybe you don't have AIDS and maybe you're not gay, but this article is just terrible and you ruined your chance." That's one of my favorites that I saw for.
Yeah, that's pretty standard, sadly.
All right. So anyway, we talked about the site itself. When did they start doing these huge parties that they throw?
Well, I mean, the first time we did our interview, you remember, it was like we were doing Stoolapalooza and, back to stool shows with like Sammy Adams and Mac Miller, Mike Posner.
But they weren't nearly what they were today. And I don't think house music wasn't what it was the first time we interviewed you.
No. But I mean, like, yes and no. Like, we did Mullins Center, UMass, with Sammy, and I mean, we probably did almost 6,000 people, which, that's a hell of a show. And that's like before Sam was signed. I mean, that was all like Boston's boy, just buzz around, Boston's boy and the Barstool name. And I mean, we packed Mullins Center. Granted, we weren't doing like lights and lasers and EDM music, but
and I'm sure all the girls weren't wearing the neon clothing to Sam Adams either.
No. But I mean, it was still a hell of a party.
Yeah.
But I mean, in the past couple years, obviously, with like the EDM explosion, Dave kind of realized, it's time to change directions. And with the, following of the website, it was just a no-brainer to, kind of branch out and find a way to tour, these colleges where they have these huge followings and, just give them some kind of show. And this was just, the best fit. It made the most sense.
Is it safe to say that you have the best gig going in the country? Is there a better regular gig that exists in this country? I
mean, in all honesty, man, like, I feel like a dick saying it, but like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, besides random shows like when Swedish House Mafia performs at like the Madison Square Garden, besides like those random like kind of festivals, this has got to be like the best regular gig. How often do you do it a week? It's
awesome, man. Like, I expected to like get bored of it and get sick of it by now, but it's just like, because every night is kind of like, holy shit, but it hasn't got old yet.
Do you have a girlfriend?
I did.
You did? Okay.
Not anymore, actually.
Okay. Yeah, it's got to be fun DJing those. It's all. What's the average age at those shows?
I mean, it's up and down. It honestly depends the part of the country you're at. Like, we just did a leg down south. Crowds were kind of older compared to like, Northeast. And we do these not all ages, but 18 plus shows. We get a lot of like undergraduate, turnout.
So are they all
it's like 90% college kids? I'd say 80%.
And it's all just like complete rave the whole entire night, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, we literally open doors and like what you see on the videos. I mean, these videos aren't being edited by like Spielberg or anybody professional. I mean, it's like our guy Paul, who taught himself how to use, what's it called? iMovie. I mean, we're just filming on handheld video cameras, and doors open up and kids are going buck from beginning to end.
So you don't start by playing some disco house or anything. You just okay.
That's the other thing. Like, it's been hard going from 4 of these shows a week to, back to Chicago and doing like an industry night, like Sunday or Monday. And I mean, obviously the crowds are different, but just the whole set list and, you know, just the way, you know, you mix the set. It's kind of like jumping from one leg to the next.
Do you ever play any like Dead Mouse jump around kind of stuff, any hip hop at all in there, or is it just?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good thing, and that's what, like, it's been great about working with Dave is he's really open-minded. I mean, not really, but to an extent. He's trusted me and, you know, some of the other guys that are part of the show in terms of suggesting, you know, what kind of music works. So being, you know, club DJ, I've been for, you know, like 14 years now. Like, obviously we all know, you know, the classic, you know, party rock and joints that, you know, work anywhere, work everywhere. So, you know, like DMX and House of Pain stuff that you would never expect to hear at, you know, one of these arena shows with, you know, these Euro guys. I mean, we throw in a set and it's like, you know, one of the pinnacles of the show because these kids just lose their mind. So, yeah, we definitely keep it fresh with surprises like that, you know, they wouldn't expect to hear at an EDM show. But I mean, like, we are an EDM show, but we're not at the same time.
Well, as far as the house music that you play goes, how much do the kids care about the particular songs? Do they want to hear their stuff like No Beef and Kick Out the Epic Motherfucker,
Yeah.
kind of? Or
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing too. Like, it's a Barstool crowd. It's not like a househead crowd. So these kids, yeah, they like, everyone likes house music now, but they don't want to hear, you know, like Tommy Trash song that's been out for 12 hours, you know, because it's going to kind of go over their head. You know, unless it's like, you know, a quick edit or bootleg or, you know, something we blend it with.
So that's what I was going to ask you was, so that they actually do want to hear stuff they know then, rather than, it's not
Right.
just the build-ups and stuff that make them go crazy. They just want to
Right.
hear stuff that they like. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's more of a house party than anything. Like, put it that way. So it's mostly like familiar, you know, just bangers from, you know, the past like year, 2 years.
So do you work in like dubstep and trap and stuff like that too?
Yeah, I mean, we're all over the place. You know, probably trans down to like a little dub trap set twice during the set. Sets are usually like 2 to 2.5 hours, just because, you know, curfews, and it's gotten harder and harder. Like, when we first started, I mean, when we were doing these frat houses and shit, I was doing like 4 or 5 hour sets. It was brutal.
Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, it was like then back then it was more like club show. Now it's more like a concert. So we have an opener, this guy Mike Vincent from Boston, who's been awesome. He just started last semester. So he's playing a lot of like the newer, fresher, you know, house stuff that doesn't interfere with our set. Usually for about an hour, and then we go on, the show starts. And that's when we hit them with the lights and lasers, CO2, confetti.
The fucking foam.
Yeah, I mean, that's a whole nother animal. Like, the foam shows are, like I said, a whole nother animal.
How many of them are foam now? It seems like most of them are.
I mean, it's difficult because not every venue can do foam, and not every venue wants to because of, you know, obviously the liability and the risk, and cleanup is the biggest problem. I mean, you should see what these places look like after they clear out, and we have, you know, just gallons and gallons and gallons of foam in there. Looks like that scene in Ghostbusters at the end when they like smoke Marshmallow Man.
State Puff Marshmallow Man.
Yeah, it's pretty grimy.
We're
And
gonna
you just see some disgusting shit in there too, like bras, underwear, condoms, pants.
So there's
hats,
used
hair
condoms.
extensions.
You find a lot of used condoms in the.
I don't find them, but
Okay.
you definitely see them. You see pictures. You know, some of the shit that shows up on my Twitter feed is like
That's awesome.
appalling.
So yeah,
But
you have girls throwing their bras at you and stuff on stage all the time?
not really me, man. It's all about the camera. Like, I'm kind of an afterthought, which is good and bad. You know, it's more about the show than the DJ. That's definitely like what we've done since day one.
I disagree a little bit about that because I've looked at your Twitter before, and I know we all have nights where we're lucky we get like one random person who we don't know will leave us a Twitter message and say like, yo, you killed it last night. And that feels good, right? To get that one person.
Absolutely.
You usually have about like 10 or 20 of those after every show.
That's good. I mean, there's no better feeling than, having someone you don't know tell you did a good job. So, at the end of these shows, just seeing, the positive response, just knowing like, we're giving these kids their money's worth. I mean, you remember when you were in college, like $20 was, $200 now. So getting these kids to spend that money and then, at the end of the night, say that it was, worth it 10 times over, it's great. And then being able to go back there, a semester later and have, tickets sell out even faster, it definitely means we're doing the right thing.
Do you have an MC or anything with you up there, or is it just you DJing?
No, I mean, I'm on the mic quite a bit, but, with like house music, it's not like, hip hop, like, we don't have a hype man up there and kind of get.
So what kind of stuff do you do on the mic when you're out there?
I mean, during like build ups and stuff, we get them going. Just a lot of school rivalry shit. We'll get them, can you guys get louder than, so-and-so, like blah, blah, blah. A lot of stuff for the camera.
Awesome. So where's your go-to site to get music from for these things?
I mean, obviously I, love DMS. I have since day one. I mean, they do the best job in terms of, because it sucks. Like, I'm on the road. Usually I leave. Right now we have a break, so it's been good to be able to actually, like, stay home and, purge my library and stuff like that. But when I'm on the road, it's like I'll leave Wednesday morning, fly out, and then drive Thursday, drive Friday, drive Saturday, fly back Sunday. So I don't have a lot of time to, like, sit and search blogs and this and that. So DMS is great because they don't put up any garbage. It's all just like useful stuff, new stuff. Like, they're not throwing up 50 remixes of, a song and you got to find like the 2 that are actually playable or good. So I trust them. Kevin does a great job there.
Shout out to Kevin Scott and War and Peace.
Yeah, I mean, they're the best.
And all the guys doing edits too. Do you play a lot of the edits, like the quick hitters and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, especially like for our set, like I said, we're kind of limited. So it's 2 hours. Especially if like there's a new song that's like really blowing up and people want to hear it, but like take like not that we play it, but like song like She Wolf, which is like 6 minutes. It's really only like 2 or 3 minutes of it, or like juicy part, like those the quick edits are like invaluable.
What's the hottest song of these things right now?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what are like the 3, 4 top songs?
Yeah, that's a tough question, to be honest. For some reason, like Pursuit of Happiness still kills. Like we play that towards the end.
Well, I can see that being a good song for like college kids. Like, I can see that being like their anthem.
Yeah, I mean, that kills. The Velt, like Tommy Trash remix, kills. That build up is just monster.
Any secret gems that we should know about?
No, I mean, I play a lot of like personal edits and hype tracks and shit like that, like stuff. I mean, like every now and then you guys will put up like a great download, like a DeVille edit or a DeVille edit. Something like that. That will just make a good track even better. So we're doing stuff like that. It's definitely not just like Avicii up there playing 20 Avicii songs, 8-minute long tracks blended into each other.
I'm going to give you 2 suggestions that I want you to maybe try, because I have dreams of playing at one of these things, like a huge rave, but I'm sure I never will. So I want you to try them. One is the Lick It remix, the Cascade and Skrillex. This guy named, I think it's Kaz James, I want to say. That has just crazy build-ups. And the other one is there's a song called Bring That Beat Back, and it's a Tiesto edit. I think it's by like Autoerotic. So I want you to check out those. Those just are insane, like rave kind of tracks.
Yeah, will do, man. And I mean, anytime you get any other ideas, shoot them by. It's kind of cool because we'll get a lot of these like college dorm room DJs or like local campus DJs that will reach out to me on like SoundCloud or Twitter me, and they'll be like, "Yo, your show this week, you've got to play this song. It's huge at our school." And
are they ever right?
Yeah, I mean, if it's garbage, obviously I won't play it, but if it's hot or I've heard of it, I'll play it, and 9 times out of 10 they're right. And like it's like this sorority's anthem or this fraternity's like jam, and like you just see part of the crowd go ballistic when I drop it. So I'm definitely, I love when people suggest stuff or put me on to stuff that I wouldn't normally think of.
Have you tried Cannonball yet? That seems to be like the song that everyone's asking for now.
Yeah, that's big. It's definitely the whole Midwest East Coast thing. Like stuff that blows up out there takes a lot longer to make its way to the Midwest, and I've said that since I moved here.
Yeah.
So when I'm back here and I'm not out east, I'm kind of like getting stuff secondhand, or I'll get stuff firsthand, but I can't really play it out here without risking clearing a dance floor out. Or
so that's good to know, because I wasn't sure if it was still like that. Because being from Connecticut, we actually, this is before, I want to say this is maybe 2001, before the internet was what it is now and how fast everything moves now. There was actually a delay back in 2001 of stuff from New York coming down here, but now it seems to have evened out pretty much. So I didn't even know there was still like a delay from the East Coast to get out there. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like a delay. Like we get stuff the same time as everywhere around the country. It's not like we're express, but just in terms like the public hearing it, like it's really radio heavy out here in Chicago. Like when it comes to like mainstream stuff, if people haven't heard it or it's not on the radio, it's kind of tough to break. It's not, I mean, when I play gigs out east, like Providence, New York, even Boston, like if you play a track no one's heard and it's, hot, like it rips. People love that. Like out here, it's kind of like everyone looks around and scratches their head like, what the hell is this?
Awesome.
So these Barstool sports shows probably aren't going to be ending anytime soon. Is that safe to say?
I mean, we're gearing up for next run starting in February for this semester. We're definitely trying to expand, in terms of regions. So trying to build up the South, head Midwest, and, eventually would like to get out to like the East Coast or the West Coast, and even like the Rocky Mountain area, because like Boulder and Colorado, Arizona, like that area is just I mean, I don't have to tell you guys, like terms like dubstep and house music, like some of the biggest spots in the country are out there.
Yeah. Like how do you guys go about expanding into new places? Just getting like ambassador at the school kind of to get things set up? Or
yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, it's all about the Barstool name. So like we'll do shows, like we did a show in Tampa. Most people in Florida don't know who the hell Barstool is or who the hell I am, but you got this pocket of Northeasterners from Jersey, New York, Boston, Long Island, that go to school at Tampa. So, I mean, Barstool's like, household name to them. So, I mean, that was one of our best shows down there. Then we go down the street to, Orlando or whatever, and it's kind of like we don't have that East Coast presence. So it was kind of, like up and down. So it all depends on, where the Barstool name has some clout in terms of where we can go right now. But then, I mean, yeah, like, we'll have like student reps at these schools. We don't use like common, promoters like a lot of these like, EDM companies do. It's basically just Barstool, me, our social media, and the videos. I mean, the videos are probably the biggest selling point. The videos and the mixtapes. you know, in terms of showing people like what to expect when they come to one of our shows.
Do you think those videos ever scare any of these kids away?
I mean,
it's just utter insanity.
yeah, I mean, we get a lot of guys will, you know, comment and hate on them and this and that, but probably just because they didn't, you know, get laid or their girlfriend got, you know, jacked at one of the shows or something like that. Because I'm telling you, like, the videos don't lie, man. Like, I'll be the first one to sit here and say if we were exaggerating or doing anything, I wouldn't stand behind it, or, you know, I would just say no comment. But I mean, these shows I've never seen anything like it.
You said that it's about 90%, 90% college kids.
Yeah.
Does that mean I have a chance at being that 10% and getting in? I'm 32 now.
No, it's weird. Like, I'll have I got a bunch of friends, obviously, that live all over the country. So when we're close to where some of them live, they'll come through, and it's just like, they don't feel like scumbags, but they definitely feel like they're in the minority in terms of, you know, being on the other side of 25, you know, closer to 30 than 20, 21.
Yeah. I know I went to a Tiesto show about a year and a half ago at UMass Amherst, and yeah, it definitely felt a little out of place.
Yeah, I
mean, it's definitely changed. You know, I remember when, you know, we were in college and high school and stuff, I remember going to these big arena shows and, you know, coughing up like $70, $80 for tickets, and it was all like older people. And now it's, you know, the other way around. Like, I don't know if these kids are just balling or the parents have no problem spotting the money, but it's all like, you know, like young kids lining up. And I'm not talking about our shows. I'm talking about like, you know, House of Blues, Aoki, or Afrojack, or, you know, even like Lollapalooza this summer in Chicago. It was like daycare, like no joke. We went there, and every day it was just middle school kids getting dropped off in minivans.
Wow.
High school kids everywhere. And then nighttime was really the only time, you know, when the headliners are on, like Red Hot Chili Peppers, Jack White. That was the only time you really saw like older people.
Wow.
It was weird.
Well, so you said you start up in February, so it's good that I guess you got a little month or so break from.
Yeah, I'm itching to get back on the road though. Like, I thought it was going to be good, chilling and relaxing and
shooting some pool,
taking some time off, but I can't wait to get back on the road now.
Cool. Is there anything else you want to promote for yourself before we end?
No, man, just whoever's out there, you know, be sure to check out, you know, barstoolsports.com, barstoolblackout.com, our Twitter, Facebook, SoundCloud, you know, Google, all that stuff, and you know, just spread the word. And if anyone out there, you know, the DJ community ever wants to come check out one of these shows, hit me up. You know, I'll be glad to put you on my guest list.
What about if we do, if me and JD take some shirtless bathroom pics and we write like fucking foam, do we get free tickets?
Nah, but I don't know. You'd have to shave and put a wig on and maybe.
Okay.
This could be done.
All right,
This could be done.
I tried.
Halloween. Think Halloween next year.
Okay.
All right, man. Well, thanks for coming on and talking to us, and definitely enjoy things as they start back up in February.
Will do. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks a lot.
All right, man.
Take care.
Remixreport.com